Good evening to all. FMD chips walkthroughs and what basically FMD chips has to offer for us, and we're trying to our best to have some overview of its ID for the code writing and the hardware demonstration of one of the code. So let's start with this. So we need to have some background of FMD chip. For that we are going to their website. So in the product section you find that there are lots of offerings are there for 8-bit, 32 bits, EEPROM, PM. These are the various products that FMD focusing on the 8-bit right now. So 8-bit has three series: basic series, that is IO series, then ADC, then touch series. So in that we found that there are various options we have, like IO pins, timers, and the operating voltage, and various options for the packages as well. If you remember the peak controllers, the architecture for FMDs look to be same, but somehow it has some different architecture in the way of dealing with the IO pins, then timers and ADCs. So if you look overview of one of the chip, this is for mainly ADC series chip. If you go back to their website, so you found that these are the chip for 60 series, then ADC 10 bit and two options, 10 bit and 12 bits. And then one more interesting part, a part of the peak, it has a series which that is very good as compared to the peak. And price wise, I found that if the one peak, it almost 1/4 of the what peak we are offering for. It depends, but there are some other problems also there. We need to find the product, continue product chip, and the vendor for the having the order for this chip, because in retail wise we find that it is difficult to get that. But if you have quantity around thousands, ADC series, mainly FT62 series, in that we are targeting 13X series. So the mostly the data sheet is in Chinese form, but like if you go to their website, you find the data sheet mostly in Chinese form, Chinese language. So better to have the find some English version of that. But again we go back to their website. Again, one interesting part I found that there are some technical resources are there. So in that they are providing the developed resources. Under that they provide the details of the sample codes for some of the chips, like 60 series, then 6162, but not all the chip samples code are there. And also there are some assembly and the C language samples codes are there. So according to your requirement you can download and check that also. Again, back to the specific chip, this is the ADC series 6213 series. So these are features of that. It is very relevant or very similar to the PIC, but somehow some additional features are there with the same cost, we can say. I very much interested in this kind of things when we are dealing with the hazards, like uh, we can say that. And also the sync and source capability is very good in this chip. And the architecture, these are the details. Also it has 16 megahertz inside inbuilt oscillator, so we don't need any external oscillator. And these are some features we are seeing, that this is ADC is 12 bits. There are PWMs, timers, also package in 8 pin, 10 pin, 14 pins. These are the very good options we have. And also the low power internal oscillator for 32 kilo for the clock related operations. Also ADC has some external interface, external references, that is 0.5, 2 volt, 3 volt, like that. So if you go to its architecture, I don't think that they provide some diagram there, but somehow articulated diagrams are there, like speak. It is very basic block diagrams. So, and these are the pin diagrams that they offer for. This is 8 pin, like that. So I brought some sample piece from my vendor for 8 pins, 28 pins. This one, most of the time they are not print their actual number of the chip, so it's little bit difficult what kind of chip we are receive. Okay, so even though I don't know what the chip number is, so I have to contact them and ask them what they are sent for this 16 pin and the 8 pins. Okay, so the IDE of FMD look like this. They also has some language options there in their IDE. If you go to the view language English, you can find that. So it is very simple. Earlier pick MP lab kind of setup is there, so you can find this on their website, or you can make a comment. I will give you link. Okay, so the simplest form of compiling this thing is like we have to create one folder. So go to the file, new or new project. You have to specify the project name, PRJ, let's say 1. Specify the location. The location is okay. Then you have to provide the chip number. So we are targeting 6213X. So in this there is a 3K ROM is there, a programming ROM is there. EEPROM is 128 bytes. That is okay. So once it is loaded now, so it will provide some template file there. So these are some converted values, but I don't think it is in English. Just then there are some setups are there. Then compiler, we have to select C, DCC. I generally select FMDCC. Then compiler options are there. Its default setting is there. We need EEPROM, like that, X. Okay, just say it okay, and then just build it. If anything is okay, then Then there are some options we are kept as a default. So in this way you can build the also we can go back to the folder where we get the hex file. So in this way we can have the FMD code, chip code, compile and test. So I have some test code for this, which can be you can dump and check. And build some small code, so we can open, you can paste here. It look similar to the pic, but some differences are there. Okay, it's built. Okay, it also shows the what are the uses of the program space and data space, EEPROM space, like that. Okay, and some emulators wise, you can check, go through the debug like that. There is one ID come with the, that is called a link. Actually the programmer they provide in this, actually they called FMD link. This is a small ISP kind of programmer is there, USB connected. You can get it the software download here. So it is C type USB is there, and some pins are there at this side. There are only 4 pins are there: VCC, ground, data and the clock. These 3 pins we can connect and have the program like ISP kind of programming we can do within the IDE itself. This is a build and download, is automatically sends and automatically downloaded that complete hex file to the chip. So I can show you now. I just plug this FMD link in the chip and connect it through the debug wires. Now you can have the build and download. In this way it will show some details there. Even though it is having the in debug mode, we can check this what is inside these registers at this moment. You can also debug the things. Like that. Okay.